Hi, I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach all over the world about parenting, good communication, how to build strong family bonds, child development, and education, all through the lens of the principles self-government. And in this video, we're talking about child behavior. Children have a choice, they really do. In this video, we're going to talk about those choices. We're going to talk about why they act the way they do, and then things that you can do, skills that you can teach to promote good child behavior. So like I said, children have a choice. In fact, everyone has a choice, and we have to remember that. We cannot make people behave a certain way. We have to recognize that every person pretty much learns the same. They get exposed to certain things like experiences, or someone takes time to teach them a skill or a way of seeing things. And then after that, they have a choice to make. Do they want to change their behavior or their thought processes based upon what they now know, or do they not? So often parents think children should just know the way to behave. They assume that children should understand good manners just naturally, and that they should understand what annoys people and all of those social skills just naturally. But guess what? They don't. Those are things that need to be taught. And some people, especially like autistic people and some neurodiverse people, they struggle learning how people socially communicate almost always. So all the more reason we have to do deliberate teaching about how people process our behavior, as well as how the behavior could hurt us or serve us well. Now that brings me to a point. There's good behavior and there's bad behavior. And so we've got to make sure that we make a differentiation there. Our children should know the difference between what's right, wrong, good, bad, true, and false. Good actually comes from the root word God in the Old English. The good means actually godlike, or doing things God's way. Now that's a pretty high bar, right? If you call somebody good, now you're gonna like really rethink that. Are they being godlike, or are they just making right choices, you know? But teach your children, what does it mean? When is something good? When is something bad? When is something right? When is something wrong? And why is that the case? They need to have that upfront teaching. So all the way along, starting from the time that they're very little and you're helping to form their character, you're also helping them form decisions. You're teaching them opposites. You're helping them learn cause and effect, which is a big part of learning self-government. And you're going to be telling them stories like the Three Little Pigs and the Little Red Hen, and all of these stories that deal with consequences. Aesop's fables, consequences. We teach our children these little stories when they're young so that they can see cause and effect in behavior, so that they can start analyzing cause and effect in their own behavior, which is vital. So they should know that good behavior is going to be praised and that bad behavior is going to be corrected, because your role is teacher. You are the trainer of your child, which means you have to give them the feedback that does the training. So good equals good, bad equals bad in the training. This means that consistent teaching must occur. That means you have to be consistent in your corrections, but that you should also be consistent in your praising and consistent in your pre-teaching. So when a parent is consistent in preparing their child for success by teaching them the skills that they need, that child is going to be much more successful at choosing the right thing. So there are 4 basic skills of self-government. There's more skills than 4, but there's 4 basic ones that take care of the majority of behavior problems for children, and they lay the foundation for handling any behavior problem. These 4 children's books that are the Teaching Self-Government 4 Basic Skills children's book series each teach one of the 4 basic skills. They are following instructions, accepting no answers and criticism, accepting consequences, and disagreeing appropriately. Let's take the first skill, which is in this book here, London LaRae Says Okay. That skill is following instructions. If a child will not follow instructions from their parents, the parents cannot teach them. It throws off the roles in the family dynamic. The child becomes unhappy and disconnected. Following instructions is vital. And when a person refuses to follow instructions, then we know that they may need some intervention. So what does a person do to follow instructions? They look at the person, they keep a calm face, voice, and body, they say okay, or they ask to disagree appropriately, they do the task immediately, and then they check back. If they miss any one of those steps, they are not following instructions. So if you say to your child, I need you to go and put your shoes away, and they just turn, roll their eyes, and go put it away, their body language is not calm, but they actually put the shoes away. Did they really follow the instruction? No. They followed the command about the shoes being put away, but an instruction means that they can look at you, keep a calm face, voice, and body, say okay, or ask to disagree appropriately about it if they have a problem, and then they go do the task immediately, and then they come check back. That's what it means to follow instructions. If they don't do that, we have to correct it. So teaching your children the 4 basic skills ahead of time, dare I say, is magical. I don't want to say it's magical. There's no magic pill for good parenting, but there are really common sense skills that were historically understood by emotionally and socially healthy people that we've lost, that now I'm bringing back. Skills like how to accept a no answer, how to disagree appropriately with someone. These are skills that tame that natural man side of us so that we can live more in alignment with maybe that heart voice that we have on the inside, maybe that spiritual side of us that knows truly what is right and wrong, good and bad, true and false. When it comes to helping your child develop good child behavior, feedback is key. So let's talk about praise. When you praise a child, you should not just say, good job, or wow, you're awesome, or you're the smartest person I know. Those are all really bad praises. When you praise someone, you should tell them exactly what they did so that they can repeat it in the future. So you should say, so just now I gave you an instruction and your face stayed completely calm. And I know that this isn't something you're probably super excited about, but I can see you're choosing calmness. That's super powerful. High five. That's a good praise. You've given them something that they can use again in the future and told them why it was so good for them. And then you've been really upbeat and motivational about it. Praising your children is feedback, and it's helpful, important feedback that helps them choose positive behaviors instead of negative ones. But sometimes they do choose a negative behavior, so you need to be ready to do a correction, and it should be completely calm. Learning how to do a correction, especially a really good, effective correction in a calm way, can take a little bit of practice, but that's okay. We're developing our skills as parents too. We shouldn't expect that just because we're a parent that we're suddenly perfect at everything. It's going to take a little bit of work. Here's the good news. As you work on your skills and your calmness, your children will see the need to work on theirs as well. Now, I have 2 special things for you right now that you can choose between depending on what you think you need next. Do you need the skill set for how to do a correction? If so, go to my next video, which is the not so known secret for parenting success. But if you feel like you need more help with your calmness before you even engage in a correction, then I'm giving you my Calm Parenting Toolkit for free. Go to teachingselfgovernment.com, that's my website, and right on the home page right now, the Calm Parenting Toolkit is for free. So what do you need? More calmness? More skill help? I've got the solution. Take your pick.